Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Foxy98 here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the F1 Project for you guys today here on the channel. Today, of course, we're carrying on with our mission, which is to max out the Mercedes in the F1 career mode, and that's exactly what we're doing today. And as you can see, we are here ready to continue our pathway. So, as you can see, for the engine side of things, we are currently 13 out of 19 upgrades complete. So we've got upgrade 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then 19 up there. Of course, with these being majors and ultimate upgrades, it's going to take us a while now so we can complete that section. On the chassis side of things, we've done 10 out of 19, so we're doing a good job, but the problem we've got is we're blocked by majors and ultimates, which means we're not going to be able to touch this pathway for a while. Aerodynamics, we've only done 6 out of 18, and then durability, we've done 5 out of 23, so we've still got work to do. And I think I'll probably end up getting this done by the end of Season 3, is probably my prediction, which means I have a lot of videos to record. Awesome. Right, so, we're here for the Canadian Grand Prix, and we have got a part hopefully coming on for the French Grand Prix. We did just get a part come on today, and I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time. I'm going to simulate the session so I actually get R&D points, because last time out in Monaco, I cocked it up, basically. I simulated the session, and, I skipped 2 qualifying, and it blocked all of the practices, so I didn't get any resource points for it, so that was awesome. But obviously, if you guys are enjoying the episodes, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. Hopefully, you guys are obviously all staying safe and well, of course. And obviously, during the time period, I'll do my best, obviously, to provide as much content as I can for you. Ooh, a bit of rain in the race. Okay, I'm down for a bit of rain. Yeah, like I said, hopefully I can try and give you guys as much content as I possibly can, just to, you know, brighten up the spirits and the mood while we go through this time period. For this race, we're going to bring on a fresh power unit, because it's race number 7. We've done a good job, actually, on the power unit we've got. We've got 710 R&D points, so straight away, before I go into qualifying, I'd like to make an upgrade if I can. Is that... Where's the gearbox? This, here. Balls, I'm 40 points off. I want to make an upgrade to the gearbox. It's the thing that's lacking the most in terms of durability. Definitely want to just work on that a little bit. But yeah, let's go straight into qualifying and try and get pole position. It's Canada, so it shouldn't be that hard. Well, it took me a little bit of time to adjust myself, but that's going to be pole position for the Canadian Grand Prix, as expected. Of course, Canada is a very, very strong track for me, and a weak track for the AIs in general. But it's just getting used to this. Keep having to try and get used to this game every time I jump back on it there. A tenth of a second clear of Lewis Hamilton. It's just so different because you have to brake earlier on F1 2019 compared to F1 2018 when you can brake so much later going into corners, which is just weird. Although in fairness on 2018 I have modded it, so you know, every performance is a lot faster and better, but yeah, it's just weird. Like, I'm braking like 25 meters earlier than what I probably would on 2018, yet I'm still, you know, it's weird. It's complicated. Anyway, that is pole position. In terms of objectives, what's my objective? So I've got to score 40 championship points in the next 2 races. So pretty much a win and a 3rd place is what we need to do. Preferably, I'd like to win here, because France is a tough track. And then what I'm also going to do is whack on an upgrade for the gearbox, because it's the section of the car that definitely wears out the most, and I'd rather it didn't. Let's get into the race and see if we can try and win this one. Right, so in terms of the weather then, so I don't really need that much fuel on board. So let's put about 18 laps in, dead on. I think Canada's quite rough on fuel as well. Now, it's going to dry up and then rain again, so we'll have to see how the race goes on. Hopefully we can have a good outing. I'm going to definitely struggle in the opening phases of the race because of the braking. But hopefully we can try and get used to it very, very quickly. That's one of the longest 5 light sequences I think I've ever been a part of. Just taking it nice and gingerly through turn 1. And then through turn 2. A bit wide on there. I collided with Hamilton when? Okay, sure. Ooh, okay. Feels weird. Right, first lap completed. I'm out braking myself. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm really struggling under braking. The braking is so different on this game compared to last game, 2018. And it's really difficult for me, especially in these conditions. By about lap 4, lap 5, I'll get used to it. It's the fact that I've obviously I mean, it's nicer because it makes it a bit more of a challenge for me, because I skip practice sessions, mainly because of time purposes. I can't bother to spend 20 minutes per practice session, so 40 minutes in total of my recording time just literally driving around completing all the boring programs. But it also means now it's more of a challenge for me to keep my car on the road, and Hamilton's going to be right with me there every step of the way. It's about keeping my brake pedal active for longer. On 2018, you don't have to. You can just slam on the brakes, and then you can let go of the brakes really early. On this game, you can't. You have to keep hold of the brakes for a longer period of time. It's really putting me off. Set in purple laps now, every single lap, just feeling way, way more comfortable in the car, which is brilliant. Track is drying up as well, so the track is undoubtedly getting faster, which is, of course, going to help out all of us. So we should be on the dries soon. But otherwise, I feel nice and comfy. There we go. That's the call. And I've got no tyres left. So that's me cutting the corner. I'm actually going to pit for softs. I don't want mediums. Softs can get me easily to the end. I don't really see why they've decided for me to go on to medium tyres. Softs will easily do from lap 12 to 18. So I'm going to reject their initial call and go for the soft tyres. DRS is now enabled. It's now dry, and my tyres are overheated. No, they're very much at their optimal temperature. They ain't going to get any more than that. Hopefully Lewis Hamilton follows me in, because we've built up an 8.5 second lead. So I'm hoping that he just trundles in with me, although I could be wrong in saying that. But we're going to chuck on the soft tyres. I don't want the mediums. Yeah, he is going to follow me in. Awesome. And hopefully, by the time the mechanics do their little casual mess about stuff, he won't lose that much time. I don't think he has, actually. And he'll be in front of the Red Bull. We just got a 1.9 second stop. I didn't even realise that to start with. Fair play. And then Verstappen stays out, so he couldn't do the stop. And we rejoin in front of him anyway. So yeah, that makes things easy for me. Now I can just trundle home. And I'm on faster tyre compound. Well, here we are then. Going to cross the start-finish line now and take what was very much a very comfortable race victory then. We got pole position. We got the fastest lap. We led every single lap, and we won the Grand Prix. We literally grand slammed that race, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff. So, that is that race done and dusted. That was very, very simple. It was actually quite nice to drive, which is great. And as you can see there, we decided to, I was, honestly, my fastest lap of 109.2. I wasn't even anticipating doing 109.2. I set a 110.2. And then Hamilton beat it and set a 110.1, and I was like, nah, I'm putting a quality lap in and I'm going to beat you. So yeah, we did just that. You can see then we managed to get the 1-2. Weber and Verstappen, P3 and 4. Norris doing a great job in P5. I think he had car trouble near the end, so he lost out to Verstappen in there. Bottas finishing in 6th, ahead of Vettel, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Devon Butler, Charles Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Sainz, Kubica, Grosjean, Gasly, and George Russell, the only retiree. Looking at the standings, we now have a 65-point lead over Lewis Hamilton. Red Bull 3 and 4. Butler, Weber has now overtaken Devon Butler, crucially. Vettel stays in front of Valtteri Bottas. Norris moves up to 9th in the championship now, ahead of his teammate Stroll, which is great because Stroll can easily just counter that by giving his daddy some money. And then the Constructors' Championship, we now have a 99-point lead over Red Bull, and then Ferrari 155 points back. And then Renault getting closed down by Racing Point. No, they're not actually. And then Alpha move ahead of McLaren. So, with that being said, we're going to debrief this race and then go to France. I forgot this woman likes to talk to me. What would you like to talk about today, my friend? Yeah, alright, it doesn't get much better than a win at Canada. It's amazing, isn't it? Where was I? The best fans, wow, they knew that I joined Mercedes. Let's go. No, I'm going to praise the aerodynamic department because I'm going to make upgrades on that department very, very soon. Things are looking up after last week. Well, I finished 2nd last week. It doesn't make that much of a difference. I'm just gonna suck off the aero department because I need the resource points. What was not clean about the race? Bugger off. Like, what would you mean was not clean? Your boy just did a Grand Slam. Yeah, I wish I could have my whole team up there with me. Up yours, Weber. I really don't like you. You're boring. Alright then, welcome to the French Grand Prix. First of all, we've got the gearbox upgrade on the car, which is awesome. And we also managed to get the major aerodynamic for the front downforce onto the car, which means now we have unlocked 3 miners which we're able to upgrade. So we can do 2 to the front downforce and then 1 to the drag. Once we've done that, we're then blocked again, which means that I believe, yeah. So once we've done that, we can then go ahead and unblock by using the upgrade for the rear wing upper flap, and then we can go ahead and purchase the rear downforce pieces. Then we start getting into some ultimates, and that's where I'm probably going to say, that's probably when I'm going to be then allowed to upgrade the major stuff without having to, unblock anything. But crucially, all my upgrades are constantly arriving. I've done 1 upgrade to the department quality control to reduce the chances by 7.5%. Really has worked quite well. So yeah, with that being said, we're now going to finish practice. Hopefully as well, we can try and get a podium place, because obviously if we get that podium finish, it does mean then that we get the extra 600 R&D points for completing the hard objective. And then I believe we've got a contract negotiation at the end of this as well. So if I can get that, it means I can just get both the upgrades on for Austria, and then we can start really ploughing onwards. I probably should do some upgrades on durability, but the durability's fine at the moment. So I just want to get the performances up, and then I can just spam durability, because durability is cheap. These ones, not so much. Also, more rain for this race. It's going to start off dry, and then it's going to be wet. So we're going to have to bear that in mind. So if we're going to try and get that fastest lap bonus point as well, we're going to need to do it quite quickly. So how is every 14, 8, 11, 7, 11, 8? Right, 14. What is that? The ICE. Do I want to make an upgrade to the ICE now, just to calm it down a cheeky bit? It's 800 R&D points, mine. That's quite a bit, actually. I thought it'd be a bit cheaper than that. I've got no morale modifier on it. That's the problem. Whereas on here, like, I've got, upgrade prices reduced by 8%, and also that. Yeah, let's just go ahead and whack the upgrade on for that, and then I'll be able to do this one by the end, which should be easy. And if so, I'll do the ICE if I can at the end of this. Let's try and stack up durability, I guess. All right, as we make the sprint across the line, Hamilton's going to grab pole position. Lost that in the final sector. The AIs are very, very fast in the final sector around here. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Cody's. The difference in the layout of this French Grand Prix compared to playing it on 2018 is immaculate. They've done a great job of really revamping this circuit, especially in terms of its layers. I just want to quickly have a look at Hamilton's sectors versus mine. 24-4, 26-9, 36-9. I did a 24-1, 27-1, 37-4. Yeah, so I found 3 tenths on him in the first sector. I lost 2 tenths in the middle sector, and then I lost a bunch then in the final sector. I lost about half a second in the final sector. That makes sense. Shows that we're quick in the first sector. I've obviously put on a lot of downforce as well. I've put more downforce on the car for this race because it's going to rain, so it kind of makes sense. I'm happy with that. Okay, so take number 3 of doing this bloody intro. I've been distracted 3 times now trying to do this. As I've said before, I know I'm not really hyped about it, but main objective, I just need to beat Hamilton to the pit stops. That's all I need to do, otherwise I'm going to get held and it's going to be a nightmare. So here we go, 5 red lights. Please get a bad start, Hamilton. I didn't get a good start at all. Really did not get off the line well. I've got to go in deep to try and cover Weber. I can shove him wide, that's fine. Oh, that's not been a good start for me. God damn it. Right, end of the first lap. Gap's 1.2 seconds between myself and Hamilton. I'm probably just going to have to settle down, I think. Unless I've got any... That's corner cut. Okay, never mind. I'll judge it as one. Yeah, unless, later on in the Grand Prix, when the rain comes down, I can be faster. I've trimmed down a lot of wing specifically for the rain. I'm just going to have to see if I can catch him then, because I've not got the pace against him right now. I might take the plunge with a pit stop now,
Pitting this lap.
I'm going to do it.
Come into the pits at the end of this
I
lap.
think we're about a lap or so away, but I'm about 3 seconds off on my delta. Oh god, I forgot the pit lane changed. When you record an F1 journey and playing 2018, you forget that the pit lane in France is completely different. Yeah, I'm going to take the plunge now, I think. It's about a lap or so away, but on that lap we were 3 seconds slower than our delta. On the previous lap we were about, not even that, like 3-4 tenths. So this is probably about cut-off or crossover point, should I say. So let's see how we get on. We're going to rejoin last. Whether this works or not, I don't know. I just wanted to, A, not get held up and stack up behind Hamilton, and B, worst case scenario is I stay where I am. At least I can try. So let's see how we go. Right, I can confirm to you guys that the strategy call that I've done at the moment, it's not worked out. We've lost 2 seconds on this lap to Kubica in front, so yeah, we've come in too early, which is annoying. Alright, Jeff, I know my battery charge is high. I've just got to try and salvage what I can now, really, because I'm a bit screwed. Really? Let's see what we are in the first sector compared. How are we doing? 9.1. I'm still losing time. I've made a miss. I've made a mess of this race. Right, I've got Devon Butler and one of the Red Bulls in front of me. The aim now is just to try and get second place if I can. Just try and beat the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. I should have the pace to do it. Just got to try and get the tyre temps back under control. But struggling to find a way past Kubica. I, meanwhile, don't have that struggle. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Right. Next up now, it looks like Verstappen, again, cost himself dearly in terms of track position. He had to stay out another lap on those dry tyres. So, Weber is directly in front. Tyre temp-wise, I'm struggling to cool them down. That's my problem. The gap is 1.9 seconds now to myself and Weber. So let's try and close it down. Here we go then. Onto the back of Weber now. Very, very quick. Take to the inside. Ooh, that was close. But we got him. Lovely stuff. Right now, we'll be slowing these final corners. Had to actually slam on the brakes then. Literally lost the rear so badly. Locked it all up completely. I need to get out of rich mix. Okay, I might have just shifted too early. I'm panicking right now. So, Weber's going to be quick through this section. On a straight, luckily, he's just got nothing against me. He can't beat me in a straight line. I can just bolt airway and off I go. Into the distance. I'm like a rocket ship. Hamilton leads the Grand Prix, but luckily for us, we are back in second place now. I was just very much able to just get those tyre temps back under control. As soon as the tyre temps were back under control, we then had the pace. We were pretty much matching, if not slightly gaining in the first sector. We were gaining about 6/10 in the middle sector. I was just rich in overtake mode on the straight. And then through the final sector, I was about a tenth or so down. So, yeah, overall, we have pace against him. So I'm going to drag this little baby home now. Weber's not even going to pass me on the straight. In fact, I'll probably gain. That gap's 6/10. What's it going to be at the end of the middle sector? Well, there we go then. Hamilton wins the French Grand Prix here today. Meanwhile, for us, we're going to finish home in second place, which is completely fine by me. I've made a strategical error anyway. And I'm surprised that we managed to gain back what we did. So, you know, after all that, I'm more than happy to take that. That's completely fine by me. Like I said, the problem is the delta was 3 seconds off the pace, and I thought, you know, it was such a rapid decline as well. Like we were like 6/10 off the pace. Then we went to 3 seconds off the pace. Then we were like even further off, and I thought the drop off would be harder. Clearly not. So it didn't work on that occasion, but it is what it is. So Hamilton takes the race victory here today. And then if we have a look at the rest, then let's have a little nosy-bosy. You can see then, so it's take the race win. Hamilton with the fastest lap as well. And we managed to finish in front of Weber. Verstappen again, finishing in P4. Butler finishing in P5, ahead of Vettel. Bottas drops to 7th, ahead of Magnussen. Giovinazzi, Stroll, and then it's Leclerc again in 11th. He loves 11th place. Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Gasly, Norris, Raikkonen, Kubica, Kvyat, Sainz, and George Russell with yet a second DNF. For the championship-wise, it is going to mean that we are 57 points clear of Lewis Hamilton. No changes, really, from today's episode in terms of the championship standings. Verstappen stays in P3 ahead of Butler. Only change is Magnussen jumps in front of Stroll and also Raikkonen. Gasly gets in front of George Russell, probably because he's actually finished more than George has. And then in the championship, constructors-wise, we're 116 points clear of Red Bull. Ferrari are down there in P3, and then, yeah, Renault, just nowhere to be seen. Lovely. Right, so for the rivalry after today's episode, so we're 11-all versus Lewis Hamilton, and it's 21-10 versus Verstappen. So we should hopefully beat Verstappen next episode and get an extra R&D bonus points for that. Meanwhile, trying to score 40 points in the championship in the two races that we did. So we scored 41. So we're going to get 600 R&D points right there, which is fantastic, leaving us with a grand total of 1,424, which is beautiful. And reputation-wise, we're right up there with Mercedes-Benz. As per usual, I'm going to take a picture of the negotiations that we currently have, because obviously we can try and push for something a little bit better. So let's have a little nose then and see what we want to do. So let's do first and then race position second. First driver, I want the hard goals. I want level 3. Level 3. What do I have here? Level 2. And then level 2. Why not? Let's just see what that does. That's a bit too much. So we'll drop that down to level 1. Bob. Okay, that's fine. I'll just decrease it. I don't need it.
Okay,
there we go. So, in fact, actually, our negotiations have kind of gone up. We've got extra simultaneous development, and obviously, race position, we dropped it down to second just so we can be slightly more happy. But for today, to wrap off the end of the episode then, we're going to go ahead and plant an upgrade on the front downforce to get that going, and then we're going to plant an upgrade on the ICE to make sure that that stays durable, because it's probably the component that wears out the most on the car. But there we go. So without further ado, hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe if you're on the round here as well. And next time we'll be at Austria and Silverstone, where we'll be able to plant on another front downforce upgrade, and then by then we'll be able to re-unlock some majors, which means that we can go ahead and purchase the rear wing upper flap to get the rear downforce upgrades onto the car. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care all. Peace.